Review time. All right, so I have 108 hours into this game. I think I've played the game enough to be able to give a good review. I really like the story. We were talking about it earlier, and I feel like the story for 90% of it is kind of like, you know, it's just funny, it's memey, but then the last like 10% is like super fucking serious. So I guess if I was going to compare it to a movie, I would say that the first 90% of the movie is like a Friday the 13th or something, like Jason goes around, kills people, and just, you know, fun and cheesy and memey. And then the last 10% is like Shawshank Redemption. That's what I think about the story. I think the story is very fun, and I wish I knew more about Final Fantasy, like the first Final Fantasy. I did play the first one a long time ago, but I don't really remember too much of it. Yeah, but anyway, so that's the story. The gameplay itself, I think the combat is really fun. It's super fucking good. I know fun is subjective, so okay, all right. Trigger warning. I am not a fan of Souls combat. I think it's slow, it's boring. I'm just not a fan. I'm not saying the game is bad. I'm just saying that me personally, I am not a fan of the Souls combat. This combat is very fast, it's very responsive, and there's a lot of different shit you can do. For instance, not only do you have your weapons, you have all of these different weapons that you can choose from. All these different weapons. And each weapon has its own set of abilities that you can put on here. And some weapons give you additional abilities. Like the weapon I currently have, the axe, it gives me exorcising torrent. So without that axe, I can't use this ability. So that's just an example. So you have all these different combos that you can set and you can customize. In addition to that, all the gear has set buffs or whatever, you know, like buff duration, all damage dealt, charged attack damage dealt, near death, buff duration, you know, all this shit. So like right here on my axe, it says it enables dark detonation and exorcising torrent, and then, you know, charge attack, buff duration, near death. So you can take those stats, and let's say you get something that you don't want. Okay, well, you can swap it out for something else. So if you don't want break damage dealt and max HP, that's kind of a shitty ability anyway. You want all damage dealt, you can swap it out. So the amount of customization you can do in this game, just in the gear alone, is crazy. It's really in depth. These are all the different jobs in the game. So you have all these different jobs, okay? And each job has a tree. And in each tree, you get like different abilities like this. Like this is an ability, this is a command ability that anybody can use. So it doesn't matter what job you're on, once you learn this, that any job can use it. Almost every job has like a command ability like that. The reason why you would want to play a specific job is for the tree. So like for instance, like Dark Knight, it gets a lot of damage. It gets a lot of buffs when it's like near death. And its main ability, Soul Eater, it's a buff where you put on yourself, and every time, like, it increases your damage, but every time you deal damage, you also take damage. So there's a downside. But, you know, you can combo that with like an ability from the Marauder tree, which is Blood Weapon. It restores HP based on damage dealt, so that kind of cancels it out. You can see the amount of customization, okay? The depth is really amazing because you have all of these different jobs. All of the jobs can use some of the abilities that the other ones have. Then you have the gear, and you have all the set gear, and then you have this. You have what they call affinity, and this is like a set bonus, but it's for the job. So each piece of gear will have affinity to it. So like this has 130 affinity to Dark Knight. This has 129 affinity to Cyclic Warrior and Void Knight. The more affinity you have, the more bonuses you get. So like, you know, you get +2 strength for 20, +2 strength and intellect for 30. You can see the amount of customization, right? Affinity is very powerful in this game. My favorite job so far in this game has been Dark Knight, and it's very strong because it has so many buffs and passives that give you damage when you're near death. But at the very bottom of the tree, all of your near death abilities are active at all times, so it doesn't matter your health. So all of those near death abilities, it's just on all the time, which is an insane damage increase. But there's other stuff like that too. Other jobs have that really cool stuff. Like you can combo Dark Knight with Berserker and get automatic shell and protect, which buff your defense and magic defense when you're near death. But because the Dark Knight tree, all near death abilities. So you can see the amount of depth, okay? It's fucking crazy. So as far as the amount of customization, the amount of what you can do combat wise, I think they did an excellent job because you can mix and match so much stuff. So you basically have all these different options and you can pick and choose what options you want. So we talked about the story. We talked about the gear and stuff. The combat is really fun. All right, another trigger warning. I think the combat is faster than Dark Souls. You can job swap, you know, instantly. You can be a melee and a healer, or a melee and a caster. You can be 2 melee, you can be 2 caster. This is very smooth, it's very responsive. When you hit the button, your shit activates. Yeah, the combat's as smooth as my head. There we go. How does this game actually work, right? Okay, well, basically this game is either you're kicking ass or you're watching a cutscene. That's it. Whenever you want to go to town or anything, I mean, this is the world map. So you hit start, and the smithy is, you know, the smithy, or you can talk to people. I haven't found a use for it. I think it's absolutely useless, but whatever, they put it in the game. So it's basically like you're either on this menu, you're watching a cutscene, or you're fighting. The replayability is extremely high. After you beat the game, you unlock a mode called Chaos Mode. And Chaos Mode is all of the same missions, except for way fucking harder. The game took me about 28 hours to beat, and the first day I played it for like 25 hours straight. I pretty much beat it the first day. But I didn't do all the side missions though either. This game is scheduled to come out with 3 DLCs already. Just to wrap up like the actual gameplay and the story, you watch a cutscene, which cutscenes in this game are really good, do gameplay, and then go to the map. And that's all you do in this game. No open world, no exploring, no nothing. It is extremely to the point. Now, some people don't like that. I completely understand. I enjoy open world games too. I really do. But just because a game is open world doesn't mean that it's better than a game that is not open world, and vice versa. It just depends on your mood, what type of game you like. But this game is not open world at all. So if you're looking for an open world experience, you're not gonna like this. Probably not anyway. If you don't give a shit about open world, or if you're indifferent like me, then it's probably not gonna bother you. Overall, like, what would I rate this? I'd rate it like an 8, probably an 8 or 9. I think it's a really good game. I do. I do think that there are stuff that is missing from the game, but I think it's pretty good. I think it's like an 8. I mean, this game is nowhere near like, you know, groundbreaking or the best game ever. Okay, I don't want people to get that impression either, but if you just want a fun time, like, this game is just fun, man. I know that's really subjective. I know that's not very helpful, but that's the only word that comes to my mind. It's just very silly, it's very fun, and it doesn't try to be anything that it's not. This game knows exactly what it is, and it really delivers in my opinion. And what it is a memey story, very fun story with amazing combat and very in-depth customization. And it doesn't try to do anything else than that, which is why I think that there's no open world. I mean, talking to these people doesn't really do anything. I mean, there's no real point because they don't care about it, because that's not the focus of the game. And I mean, I can respect that. Not every game needs to try to do everything. This game does get a little grindy. After you beat the game, you have to collect these crystals to unlock. So basically, even though this is chaos mode, you can select the mission level, and it makes the mission like harder depending on the level. So obviously, you know, there's level 300. And the base is 135. So you finish the main story, the main game at like somewhere around 130, 135, and then you can go all the way up to 300. But yeah, man, overall, I think it's really, really fucking good. I would definitely recommend it. If you have a PS4 or a PS5, there's a demo. I have heard the port on PC is kind of bad, but then again, some people say that they haven't had any issues with it, so I would just keep that in mind. I'd probably, if you're looking to get this on Epic, which unfortunately it's only on Epic, it's not on Steam, but if you're looking to get this on Epic, I would look into PC optimizations and shit so that you don't buy it and get fucked. I have never played it on PC, so I don't know 100%, but I'm just passing along the information for the people that do want to play it on PC. At least look into it. It might just be people having shitty PCs trying to run it. I don't know. I've been playing mine on PS5. So I will get into some of the bad things about this game. There's materials that you need, and this stuff can be a little grindy. How you get items is you just kill mobs and they drop. Well, they drop items and then you go to the smithy and you dismantle. There's so much gear in this game, man. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, there's way too much gear. Like, I really wish mobs would just drop materials instead of gear, because it's kind of tedious in the sense that you get the gear, then you have to dismantle the gear, and then you only have like 450 slots. So the gear is definitely like tedious. It doesn't take that long to take care of it, but like I said, when you do it all the time, it becomes annoying. So the materials in this game could use a little work. I really wish you could craft gear, but you can't craft any gear. You can only alter gear. I really wish there was a glamour system. There's no fucking glamour system. Like, some of the glamour in this game is fucking amazing, man. Like this shit right here. Like, hold on, look at that. Hell yeah. Like, some of the glamour in this game is so fucking good, dude. You have like all this badass shit. You know, like, look at this. Oh, my Lord. But you can't glamour. Oh, the online play. The online play is fucking sick. I was doing a lot of online play earlier today, and it was really fun. Unfortunately, though, PS5, it's not like cross-play, so PS4 and PS5 can play together. PC just plays with PC, I guess. I don't know. PS5 can't play with PC, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what else to say. I think it's just a really straightforward game. So overall, good. It's a really good game, and I recommend it. 8 out of 10 easy. That's it. That's it. Review over.